At first glance, this hearing segment
Gentlemen,
appears straightforward.
Thank
A
you
senator thanks
for
military
your
leaders for
lifetime
their
of service to our nation.
Nominees
and thanks
answer
to your
questions
family
calmly.
For putting
There is
up
no
with your
visible
lifetime
tension.
of service, and to some members
But the
of
real
your family
purpose of this
who are also wearing
exchange
the
sits
uniform. We
beneath the
appreciate
surface.
what you've done for our country.
The
Congratulations.
discussion opens with
on
the
your
phrase
nominations as well.
illegal orders,
I apologize.
a term
I had
that
to
has
step out
recently
for a few
carried
other
political weight
commitments,
and public
I
anxiety.
can't get back
Rather than debating it directly,
and be
the
here
senator
for fewer than
reframes
2
the issue
minutes
through repetition.
without hearing the
The
Democrats
same
talk
question is
about
asked
illegal
again and again.
orders,
Have you ever received an
which has
illegal
been much
order?
in the news as of late.
Each answer is identical.
So,
no, this repetition
I
is
asked
not accidental.
General
It establishes a pattern
Geo,
not to discover new
Geo,
information, but to
North
reinforce
Commander.
confidence.
I'm not
The
quite sure how it's
exchange
pronounced, but
functions
that's
less
the
as
Arkansas
inquiry and
pronunciation,
more as
whatever it is.
reassurance. This is the
If in his
first
vast and
overlooked
storied
detail.
career he had ever on your nominations as well, I apologize. I had to step out for a few other commitments, and I can't get back and be here for fewer than 2 minutes without hearing the Democrats talk about illegal orders, which has been much in the news as of late. So I asked General Geo, Northcom Commander. I'm not quite sure how it's pronounced, but that's the Arkansas pronunciation, whatever it is. If in his vast and storied career he had ever received an illegal order, and he said no. So, General Donovan, I would like to ask you, have you ever received an illegal order?
No, Senator.
And you're a pretty high-speed Marine, as I understand it. You've been out on the front a lot in your lifetime. So from the time you were Lieutenant Donovan to the time now where you've got 3 stars and you're about to add a 4th, no one has ever given you an illegal order.
No, Senator.
General Rudd, you're a pretty high-speed soldier. I see a lot of impressive badges on your uniform. I think it's Jump Master, Military Freefall Jump Master, more commonly known as Halo. I think I even see Scuba, very rare in the Army. A Ranger Tab, a Combat Infantryman badge. In all of your vast military experience, have you ever received an illegal order?
No, Senator.
Not even from Lieutenant Rudd as a quartermaster, all the way up to 3-star general, and now about to be 4-star general. No one's ever given you an illegal order.
No, Senator.
By asking senior officers with decades of experience the same question, the hearing subtly communicates that the system works as intended, not because of individuals, but because of structure. Training, legal oversight, institutional norms. The senator reinforces this by emphasizing rank progression, from lieutenant to 3-star, from enlisted service to near 4-star command. The message is cumulative. If illegal orders were common, someone at this level would have encountered one. The discussion then shifts, quietly, from legality to process. Lawyers are mentioned, counsel is normalized, seeking legal advice is framed not as weakness but as professionalism. This matters. It reframes military decision-making as constrained, procedural, and cautious, the opposite of impulsive. Only after this foundation is laid does the hearing pivot to force posture and global demand. Southcom, PACOM, CENTCOM. Here again, the question appears operational, but the function is strategic. The senator acknowledges the tension between combatant commands, the constant push and pull for limited resources. By doing so, he removes the adversarial edge from the question before it's even answered. The nominee's response follows the same pattern established earlier. No grand promises, no claims of dominance, instead awareness of scarcity, recognition of trade-offs, and reliance on coordination with the joint staff. Hard power and soft power are mentioned together, carrier strike groups alongside influence operations, physical assets alongside countering malign influence. This pairing is deliberate. It signals that modern command is not about force alone, but about balance, and that no single region exists in isolation. Seen from a wider angle, this exchange is less about policy and more about narrative stability. It reassures multiple audiences at once.
Well, it seems to me that our military does a very good job of training our troops from the time they enlist as privates or the time they commission as lieutenants, all the way up to your level and to the commander-in-chief, not to issue illegal orders. Or, especially at your level, when you have lawyers hanging around you all the time, to seek their counsel, as anyone would. I bet, as some of the politicians on this dais understandably seek legal counsel in affairs related to their job. So I'm glad to hear from so many of our military's senior leaders that our military has done such a good job of ensuring that our troops don't receive an illegal order. General Donovan, I'd like to return to a topic that I also know has been addressed, and this is the presence of such a large number of forces in the Southcom area of responsibility, and whether that drains forces from other regions like PACOM and CENTCOM. Although I have to say, I think the people asking those questions wouldn't like those forces to be employed in PACOM or CENTCOM either. It's more of a gotcha question. But understanding, General Donovan, that any combatant commander in any combatant command's answer for how many forces he needs is always going to be more, please. Could you explain a little bit about how, if confirmed, you'll manage the needs of maintaining security with the proper force posture in your area of responsibility, along with those others around the world, especially in the old world at UCOM, CENTCOM, and PACOM?
Senator, I'm very aware after 3 years in the Pentagon of the push-pull between each of the geographic commands and the spreading out our very, in many ways, our very high-demand, low-density assets, a carrier strike group, nuclear submarine, and a marine amphibious unit, expeditionary unit. So very aware of that natural tensions that's there, but I pledge, if confirmed, to work with the Joint Staff to ensure that Southcom's needs are registered and met. And if we do lose assets, what are the other capabilities we can bring to bear from other hard-powered type assets, physical assets, to increase resourcing for some of the softer power to counter the PRC malign influence in the region?
Thank you again, gentlemen, for your lifetime of service.
To the public, it says the military does not act outside the law. To lawmakers, it says commanders understand constraints. To allies and competitors, it signals continuity rather than disruption. And perhaps most importantly, it avoids escalation. There is no accusation, no confrontation, no attempt to dramatize. Because the goal here is not to argue, it is to normalize confidence. That quiet function is what most people miss. If you found this analysis helpful, you're welcome to subscribe. New videos here focus on understanding American politics beyond the noise. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.